Hi Year 3 and welcome to English. Final week until half term. So well done for making it this far. Yay! We are going to be doing a bit of revision about parts of speech and looking at some different aspects of grammar today. So in your doorstep pack, you will find a number of these. They're checkup sheets, checkup units 1 to 6. There are about 4 of them, I think, I put in your packs. But the one you're looking for, they all look very similar, but the one you're looking for is page 58, double-sided, so 58 and 59, okay? And on it, amazingly, they've managed to get loads on here. So we've got articles, which is whether we use a or an before a word. We've got singular and plural, so thinking of our spellings, and when we change the Y and add IES, so think of the rule we use there. Choosing the correct noun to finish a sentence. Looking at adjectives, in particular comparative and superlatives. So I'll have a look at those in a moment with you, because it's been a while since we looked at those. And it goes on to, again, comparative and superlatives, but some words that actually might be a little trickier. They're not as obvious as you think. Then we've got missing capital letters and full stops, verbs and nouns, and some adverbs. Now, all of these things, we probably do know most of them, but they're really important for our own writing. And that's why it's really important that we practice it in isolation, that we actually stop and have a think about them, so that when we come to doing our own amazing creative writing, which you're doing so brilliantly, now's the time to practice these elements, so that when we do our story writing or our superhero character description or whatever it might be, we start putting these things into them as well. So I'm just going to run through very quickly some things. So articles, first of all, a or an. We got to think, is the word that we're talking about, does it start with a vowel? If it's a vowel at the beginning, we use an. So an apple, an orange. We wouldn't say a orange or a apple. It's an apple. So that should clue with that one. Singular and plural, hopefully you've learnt those spelling rules, but you look, don't you, at the letter before the Y and if it's a vowel or not. Now here with the noun, I have put on Shobi our parts of speech. It's in our classroom, it's in our English books as well. And it's just a reminder of what all of our parts of speech are. So obviously a noun, this side, is a thing, a place, a person. I can hear Freya saying it now because you are a resident parts of speech expert. So a person, a place, a thing, a ruler, a pencil, a cup, the Tower of London, Mrs Crowson, a chair. Okay, that's a noun. A verb is a doing word. Something, how is something being, how are they doing it? An adjective is a describing word, we know that. And an adverb is how something is being done. So if they're running, an adverb describes how they are running. So are they running quickly? Are they running slowly? Quite often adverbs end in ly. They don't always though, but often they do. So it describes how something is done. So that's on Shobi, just as a reminder. Just in case anybody has forgotten, we have touched on these things as well. We've done prepositions, obviously over, under, where the key is position in that word, where the thing is happening. We use pronouns. We did some work on that the other week with our spellings. Conjunctions, we've done those with but, yet, also, later, etc. And articles defines the nouns. We do that a little bit later, probably in year 4, but definitely these ones we've touched on a lot. Okay. So back to our checkup unit. So we're down onto choosing the noun. So you're fine with those now. Adjectives, comparative and superlative. Now we did a lot of those in our spellings. So if you think of, well, here we go. We have the word sick. Comparative, sicker. And superlative, sickest. So comparative tends to end in and superlatives end in est, usually. Not always, but that's normally how they follow the rule. So adjectives here, 1 to 6, following the comparative rule, And here are the superlatives. So Mrs Crowson is short, Joshua is shorter, and Ethan is shortest. Okay. Now over the page, we're looking at the adjective table here, but they're not as easy because they don't follow that same rule, because we've got the word bad. Now, we wouldn't say bad, badder, baddest. Well, we might, but it wouldn't be good English. So the comparative for bad, can anyone think of what that might be? It's not bad, badder, baddest. So worse and worst. So that gives you a bit of a clue. So good isn't going to be gooder and goodest, because that's not good English. So you might need to think about a different type of word, better. And if that's better, then what would be the superlative? Okay, then you've got missing capital letters and full stops. And then down here into verbs and nouns. Obviously, the verb is the doing word. What are they doing? The boy on his bicycle. And it gives you some words to select here. And then adverbs. Remember, it's how they are doing it. Okay, so the clowns juggled happily, quickly. Okay, so hopefully that will be useful to you. It might take you 10 minutes. It might take you half an hour. I have said on Showbie, what I'd really like you to do when you've finished that is to sit and read. Please enjoy a book or a comic or something, a recipe book even, for 10 minutes. That would be absolutely wonderful. Just to sit and read to yourself. That would be lovely. Okay, take care.